How you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. I sold something on eBay. That part was in my big pile of crap in back of my shed, right? The area that borders that lady that I live next to. Anyway, remember that big wind we had the other day that, caused the blackout that I had? Anyway, I went back there to look, and that fence that I repaired about a month ago with that old lady, it looks like it's about to fall over again. So I gotta just fix it once and for all before I get started on anything I do today, because all I need is for her to come say, "Henry, the fence fell over again." I'm like, well, had you agreed to pay half for the renovation of the fence, we wouldn't have this problem, but you were too cheap. So don't think I'm going to go spend the full amount of money to make a fence so that you could have one side of it for free. So that's just the way it is. Anyway, going to show you. So you guys remember this snowblower that I got from for free on the side of a curb? It was from a tip from Quinn the mailman. Anyway, it's got all kinds of issues. No key. And bail handle auger engagement cable is broken. It's a piece of junk. But I could strip it up and sell the parts like the chute and the handle and all that other jazz. But I'm not gonna. I just listed it for $25 and some nut said he wanted it, so I'm just leaving it on the driveway. If he wants it, put $25 in my mailbox and take it away. That's like the easy way to do things these days, you know what I mean? Today my plans were to replace the starter on that Toro Wheelhorse 1238 XL. And maybe also try a new battery or something. Look. Boba, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Yep, Boba hasn't been trimmed in about a month, so his hair is growing long. He's going to be blind by the time we're done, huh? Can't even see. Can you see? You can see. So anyway, here we're headed to the hiding spot where all my parts are. Oh, you know what? I forgot my impact. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I pulled the fence in a little bit more. It just needs to have a few planks put over there, and the 2x4s are too thick for the nails that I have. So I'm thinking, I had this thing that I made years ago. I don't know why I made it, but it's some kind of ladder that I used to climb onto the roof, I guess, to fix the shingles or whatever, but it's been sitting here for 2 years. No joke, hasn't moved. And I figured that this has the structure, right, for what I need. And these planks here are thin, so I can drive a nails right through here into the, the fence planks. And that'll hold it, It's just that section right here that's not connected too well, So I just want to connect them both. Maybe take another long one and attach it somewhere like that so it won't fall over, That's my thought process, at least. I'm going to see how long this takes me. I'm going to bring you all along. As you can see, it's a quick patch job. Just I'm stuck back here, so I can't, it's not easy to get in and out of here. So I couldn't find any more wood that was thin enough for my fasteners, screws. So I just found whatever I could find around here just to patch it up, but that ought to hold for a while. Anyway, so when I was over here, I got bigger problems. So here's the tent, right? Look at that. Holy cow. Looks like I'm gonna have to eventually... Mailbag. Got a package here from one of my subscribers, Max Weir, from Mundelein, Illinois. Man, you spent $4 to send this? Thank you. He he remembered one of my videos where I had that MTD, you know, the yellow Cub Cadet, whatever, and it didn't have the steering wheel hole cover, you know, so water would pool in there, and Max got it at some junkyard for free, and he decided to send it to me for to contribute to the channel. Thanks, Max. Appreciate it, man. Oh, sent me some zip ties. I need zip ties. Unfortunately, I sold the MTD. You know what I mean? Well, this is rare. Look at that. Oh, son of a gun. You see? See this lavalier? Drives me crazy. Actually, you know what, Max? I don't think that MTD had it like this. Thank you. Boy, oh boy. All kinds of goodies. Is that a plastic razor blade? I've never seen one before. Cool. Good for getting stickers off without slicing anything, right? Oh, this is like speed tape. When I used to work for the airlines, they had something like this. Actually stronger than this, but it was speed tape, and they used it to put on airplane wings to patch up dents and cracks and stuff. It's pretty strong. Anyway, thank you, Max. Oh, got a note. Hey, Henry, thanks for all the great content through this time. In this envelope are 2 black zip ties and 2 blue zip ties. There's also the center cap we talked about and a plastic scraper to get off those annoying stickers on some tractors. Thanks, Max. Appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you. It's so nice of you. The second package, I'm going to use this plastic scraper. Actually, I might cut this. Ooh, pretty sharp. Damn, it's plastic. These are what they can make in jail. You know, with toothbrushes, melt it down, get it real sharp, like a shank. I heard from somewhere that you can do that. I've never been to jail. This is probably my, I shouldn't use that. This is probably my carburetor, Kohler carburetor for the Toro recycler lawnmower that I got for free the other day. That's right, free. And actually all I need out of here is the needle with the spring. The spring was all I needed. But they don't just sell the spring, see? Well, they do in a kit, you know, the rebuild kit. But that rebuild kit is $8. So for $14, you get the whole shebang, the complete carburetor ready to go. Just install it. Now, when you guys are looking for replacement carbs on that specific Toro recycler model, right? Be careful, because they have several different kinds. The one that I had this right angle metal thing that connects to the 2 flaps, okay? The choke and the throttle. It has this metal thing connected to it. The other 2 models that they say fit on there don't fit on there. So be careful when you order. Make sure it looks identical. Identical. Make sure it's identical to the one that you got. So I left the snowblower on my driveway, remember? And I said to the guy, just look it over. If you want it, put $25 in an envelope and put it on the windshield wiper of the nearest car, right? So I just walked over here and I'm looking, Snowblower's gone. When did he get it? I've been here the whole time. Unbelievable. It's like stealth mode, man. All gone. Uh-huh. The interesting way to sell things in the era of coronavirus. Eh? Scores! Now remember, Quinn the mailman texted me, told me about the snowblower on the curb. I go over and get it, put it in my truck, take it out of my truck, put it in the back, list it for sale for $25. Put it back on the driveway, and now I got $25. Do you see? In America, you can make money without doing anything. Awesome. So I'm just going to install this now. Two 10mm. It's connected onto this two breather hoses over here. The fuel. The fuel. The fuel, which is clamped off with a mini vice grip. This hose is a little stretched, but it'll do. See how this works here? Got to turn this like that so that this comes off. This comes off. Then you can pull this. Oh! Or you can't pull this out. Oh, looks like I have to take apart that thing over there, because it won't come off. See, you have to take that off. What a pain. Can you get access to it without taking that off? Of course you can't. It would be too easy if you can do that. But luckily the Kohlers are already pretty easy, because it's just three 10mm to take that off. Make sure you don't lose the nuts. This thing comes off very easily. Be careful not to pull these spacers out. And now you can see this. So if you just move this, let's see. If you move this. Oh, do I have to? Please, do I have to? Can I just bend it a little? Oh, looks like I have to remove this too. Maybe I'll just loosen it. If I just loosen it and tilt this upward, nope, it's going to make me take it all off. Now remember, we had an issue with this in the beginning. It was flipped the wrong direction, see? So I'm just going to remember, this thing is diagonal that way, this thing is on that side. So then you tilt it like this. This thing comes off, then you can get this off. See? Just like that. Now, because, of course I didn't buy this just so I can get the needle. I bought it for the whole thing because it was easier. At least we hope it's easier. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. This goes on the inside, so then I'm just going to do this again, right? We're going to slide it back on here. Has the gasket, the original one. I'd rather use the original. Yep, sure enough, a portion of that end, the end part of that clip was not recording sound. See, so I'm glad I stopped it and checked it. It's very annoying, man, really annoying. I didn't lock it. I didn't lock its tall. So you know what? This is the gasket that came originally. You can see it's a little broken, even though it still isolates the area that needs the gasket. I have a new one, so I'm gonna use it. Is this a sticker? Sometimes it's a sticker. But if you can't get the sticker off, maybe it isn't a sticker. It looks like it's a sticker, you know? But maybe it's not. You know what? I don't think it's a sticker. Even though it looks like a sticker. You guys know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. Alright, well look. Screw that. Gotta make sure that this is right. No, that seems to block the holes. Let me compare it with this one. That doesn't really look like it, does it? It doesn't really look like it. Okay, so look. Does that look right? It doesn't look right. This looks right, but it looks like it blocks the holes. The hell? I gotta figure this out, man. Okay, I looked it over, tried every which way, and this is the only way that it doesn't block the holes. There's a big hole on the top there. Here, I'll show you. There's a big hole on the top there, little hole there, little hole there. This way is the only way that all three are open. So it's gotta be like that. It's just gotta be. Connecting the fuel line. I might have some problems with that fuel line. All right. You want to make sure that it's nice and tight. The seal between the carburetor and the intake manifold, there's a plastic spacer in between the gasket and the engine block too. Place this back on. Recoil starter, 3 bolts, 3 nuts onto the spacers. Probably easier if I put this into the thing. Holy cow. Check the clip that I just did, and the last minute or so wasn't recording sound also. I mean, seriously, it's just really not reliable, you know? It's just not reliable. Anyway, so I'm gonna give it a try. It's not leaking, which is good, right? Let's give her a try. It's an auto choke, so there's no priming. I'm just gonna pull it. Cool. I didn't put the thing on, air filter. Probably wouldn't have done that if I had the air filter. How does this even go on here? Slide it on? That's what she said. So, of course, this second phone that I'm using, you know, because my first phone is busted, this doesn't hold battery as well as the first one, but what are you going to do? You go with what you got, right? So while this phone was charging, I was messing with starters. So just a quick thing about starters, okay? I was tearing apart the one that Nick from Medford gave me, right? And so the deal was, the magnets came loose and they all bound up together, so that's why he couldn't turn it, you know. And also the coil that it came with, you opened it up and you smelled it, and it was very electronical smell. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like a fried thing. And if you look at that, it's really very dark. You know what I mean? So these coils are probably bad, right? This is a good coil. See? Look at the difference in the color, right? So this is a good coil. This is a bad coil. I took some silicone and I glued them back on here. Now, there's one thing you have to know about the way these go, right? And I bet you guys didn't know that, or at least most people don't, is that they have to be alternating polarity. Okay, so look, this one here that I glued on, I'm taking another broken one to test, okay? So this repels. Like if I want to push this down to touch this, it repels. It won't let me, okay? I'll rotate it to over here, and that will stick. See what I'm saying? This will stick. This one won't. It repels. So this one should stick. The next one should repel. And it does. It won't let me push down. See? It wants to stick here. But on this surface here, it has to repel, which it does. This one should stick. See? Strong magnets. So that's how they should go. Repel, stick, repel, stick. Should alternate. That's how you should put the magnets on. You can't put two that stick together. You know, like this one sticks and that one sticks. They can't be next to each other. Otherwise it won't work. So I'm waiting for this to dry. I'm going to grind down this area a little bit because when you put it in, it still kind of makes that sound. You know? So it has like this gooey stuff on it. So I'll put that together maybe. Also here. When you take the bottom part out, right? What happens? These brushes are spring-loaded, so these brushes want to just pop out, right? To keep them in, right, you make these little things with like, I use paper clips. It's like 1.5 inches this way, 1.5 inches that way, and so it holds the 4 brushes inside the spring, so when you put it back in, right, like that, when you put it back in, it's easier to put in, you know? And then once you put this back on, right, like that, when you put it back on, you just pull these brackets out, these keepers, I call them. So I have to wait. I'm not gonna put it in while it's drying, you know. I'm just taking like 4 bad starters and just trying to make one out of it, because before those 4 were, I mean, I was gonna throw them in the trash, but if you can take parts and bits and pieces, like take 4 and make one, you know, it's worth it. So remember I told you this Toro Wheelhorse? This starter is a little bit different than the one that I'm used to. And it seems to crank very slowly. So I'm thinking, I'm going to change out the starter. I mean, look at the condition of it. It looks really old, you know? So I want to take this starter off and put another starter in to see if it starts up easier. This engine is the 13.5 flathead that I took off of the Murray Select. This is the one with the 2 valves that I grinded down, and now it has terrible compression. So that has a good starter. I'm going to take this cover off, take the start off, and see if the ring gear is plastic or metal and whether or not it matches with the Toro. I'm not using my lavalier. I'm just going to yell. Because the lavalier, the wireless mic, it's not reliable, man. And I'm not going to do like monologues of 8 minutes, 10 minutes long and then find out that there's no sound, you know. I have to do it all over again. See what I'm talking about, guys? So look at here. Oh, come on. Do I have to take that dipstick thing off too? No. You see what I'm talking about? Oh, it's a plastic ring gear. So this plastic ring gear means that it has the aluminum teeth ring attached to the flywheel. That's why you have to use the plastic one. I don't like the plastic ones. But it looks like it's mounted the same exact, the bracket is the same, you know? Let me see if I have another starter that's a plastic gear. So I do have one. But the plastic ring gear is not it's not in great condition, but I think it'll work anyway. So first of all, I'm going to take a 7/16. This has been grinded down so it fits in between here. You know, you need the thin one, right? So you need like 2 7/16 just to ensure that you don't mess this up. So you hold the inner one and you loosen the outer one. Sometimes you turn this too hard, this one wants to turn too, and if you turn that one, it'll pull the wire right out of the thing that's holding the brushes. Pain in the butt. Happens a lot. Getting these thin wrenches is very useful. I know they make them, but if you have extra whatever sitting around, you can make your own. This little clip here holds the stator wire down so that the teeth don't grind it and break it. I've done it before. Break it, I mean. This one is always in the way, so you need like a wrench to loosen it. The best leverage. There we go. Yeah, there's one of those electric cars. Drives by like you're in Back to the Future or something. Doesn't make any noise. Makes that turbine noise. So this starter looks really old. I'm thinking, I mean, it starts. You know what I mean? You guys know this starts, but it just takes a little bit. Sometimes it goes like it clicks. You know, like it's just not strong enough to turn it. So here we go. This is the starter for the Toro. See how this doesn't look like the other one? Let me get the other one, I'll show you. We'll do a comparison. Here's my other starter with a plastic ring gear. See, this one's, I mean, it's there, you know, it's just a little beat up, that's all, but it should work. Anyway, so here's a comparison, see? The bracket looks the same, but the head looks different. Maybe I should count the teeth, huh? Looks the same. Oh hell, I'm going to count the teeth. So I just put the starter on. I put it on a little wrong before. When I assembled this, I think I rebuilt this one, right? This is supposed to be on the other side, but I'd have to take it back off and take the whole thing apart and put it back together again. But I just stretched this a little bit. It ought to work. Well, let's see if it works. I'm going to crank it and see. I just tested the battery. I've got 12.7 volts, so that's more than enough. So it's not the battery, really. Let's crank it and see, man. Choke. Ah, you see, it cranks much faster now. Quiet right here. So I put the cover back on and look, it starts great. Nice. This is great because that's not a new starter. This is a starter that I made with like 2 or 3 other broken ones. So I made a starter for it to work. That runs great. Pretty satisfied now. Now I feel pretty good about selling this because before it used to just like click, 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 and then it does start easily, but it's just the starter needed to be better, you know? So this is a much stronger starter now. It's a good engine, you know? Anyway, I'm pretty happy with this. Put that to bed. While we were waiting for this camera to charge, I made use of my time. This is the snowblower that Jason gave me over at Pate's Performance. And it was missing the chute. And he recently brought it to me, so I just installed it. I'm going to list this for like 40 bucks or something, just to see if anybody wants it. This thing starts up great, and it works. Here, I'll show you. I know it looks like hell. 40 bucks though. Maybe 25. We're never going to get snow here, so why not, right? Anyway, I guess I'll put this in my garage shed that has a big rip in it. I don't know what the point is other than it's hiding crap, you know? I wanted to show you guys what it looks like in here now. There's 9 or 10 snowblowers in here. I've got a skylight now. Completely useless now. I mean, I guess it still hides the crap, you know what I mean? Oh boy. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me along this daily vlog that I have. Today we replaced the starter on this Toro Wheelhorse 1238 XL, as well as replaced the carburetor with a brand new Chinese copy for my Kohler powered Toro recycler 22-inch lawnmower that I got for free. That's right, free. As you know, my first one, I got it sold for 150 bucks. That was in pretty good shape. But this one, man, I might list it for 250 or 225. Maybe settle on 175, 200, you know. I really doubt somebody will pay 250 for it, since brand new one at Home Depot is 309. But then 309 plus tax. 309 plus tax is another, let's say 8.125 here in New York, 8.625 actually, so it's more close to 9, and 9 times 3 is, it's been a while since school, it's like $27, you know what I mean? But wait, we're still not done. Just got a UPS delivery. It wasn't Frank. I guess it's Frank's day off, eh?
This is the vise that I ordered for $30.99 plus tax. Probably came out to 33 or something. One of my subscribers, Nate Wagner from St. James, Minnesota, sent me $40 via paypal.me/mowers and blowers and says, please use this money to buy yourself a new vise, which is what I did. I also used the remainder of that $40 to send Nate some Lucas Oil products. Thank him for his generosity. There it is, a nice new vise. And this one swivels, I hope. Yes, it does. Loosen this, I guess. So I'm going to bolt this to this bench table that I got for free. Do you know why I got this bench table for free? Because if you guys remember, I had that guy come and put in windows, right? He did such a horrible job. I mean, terrible, you know? He was cheap, but I guess you get what you pay for, you know what I mean? Anyway, he left it here, never came back for it. I guess he was embarrassed by the job he did. He doesn't even want to deal with me, so he just left it here, never contacted me about it. I'm not going to contact him about it, you know? This is the current situation of my vise situation. I've got a clamp holding down this vise. Talk about rigged ghetto. But lends me an extra hand when I need it, you know? So I'm gonna drill some holes in here. This is plastic. I don't know if I should do that. Should I do that? Well, as long as it's holding it. You know what I mean? Oh, this is much bigger. See? Cool. Very, very cool. Coolio. Alright. So, I don't know if this is going to hold very well. It would hold better with wood, you know? Took out my drill with the thing on here, and so I figured I might as well do this.
Why don't you put it in the vise?
Yeah, that'd be easier. Duh. That's right, my drill bits are so sucky, it won't even go through here. Gotta rotate it so, oh man, doesn't even match. God. I suck at drilling. It moved. I think that's good. Maybe. Now, find some bolts. So I found some nuts and bolts, courtesy of my friend Jason. Tighten these babies down. Check it out. Here we go. Now I've got an extra hand. Now I have a vise. Cool. Very cool. And it's blue, too. Don't see too many blue vices. Thanks a lot, Nate. Appreciate it. Love my subscribers. Thanks again to Nate Wagner from St. James, Minnesota. Much easier now. Before and after. Boom! It's like new now, bros. I cleaned the contacts here too. That look nice? That looks nice.